Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the Akai MPC, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. I'm going to bring over this here because Marco wrote in and asked if I am familiar with the MPC and JJOS and non-destructive chops and how or what it looks like on the newer MPCs. I think I've actually done a video talking about this before, but just a quick history lesson. I used to be very, very active on MPC forums and really cut my teeth on the MPC 1000, answering a lot of stuff just in the forum, kind of like I do as videos now for folks to talk about stuff. So you can go look me up over there. I do still hop in and post stuff from time to time, but I tend to do more video format stuff or work on like the SP404 Mark II guide. Anyway, short history lesson on the older MPCs. You would sample like you would on modern stuff. And when you would do that sample, because you have limited memory, like we're talking like on the MPC 1000, you have up to 128 megs of memory. In some ways, that's a lot. It's about 11 minutes of stereo content, a little bit more. But if you're doing stems and things, you immediately will run out of memory very quickly. And a couple things that this led to as a result is you would end up needing to basically do a discard and copy command a lot. So if you had a loop that you wanted to work with, you could set your start and end point for that sample, and that was it for the sample that you could do to set it up. If you wanted to have different start and end points, you have to keep copying it, and as you can imagine, this just causes you to consume more memory. Well, what non-destructive chops would do on the MPC 1000 is it would allow you to set like start and end markers and have them be different for each slice, but using the exact same sample. We do have that kind of functionality in the newer MPCs. Even in firmware 2, you can do this as well, but I'm going to show you how to do this in firmware 3.6. So I'm going to first go in and we're going to go to the browser and we'll just go places, go to my SSD, go to samples here, and go style. Let's go grab a break. It doesn't really matter what. I don't know, we'll load this. Doesn't really matter. So we've got this in here. I'm just going to go sample edit. And again, what you'd normally do is if I'm on an older MPC, I've got this loop recorded. I'm just going to make multiple copies of it and then start adjusting start and end points so that I can then work with it. And that every time I make a copy, I'm using up more memory. So then I'm going to have to go into process, go discard once I've got my start and end points to throw stuff away. It's a very time consuming and mechanical process. It absolutely works. But when you start getting low on memory, especially with like an S950 or something where you only have like a meg of memory, it becomes a problem very quickly. So on the MPC Live though, and this is something that you could do even, as I said, on firmware 2, is if you just go to this trim button and you go to chop. We now have multiple types of chops here. We've got manual, where if you want to do like what's, I guess, kind of referred to as lazy chopping, we can play. And you can see, like, I didn't line everything up correctly, but I can just tap out pads. The JJOS non-destructive chop has something similar where you can do this. So if you're looking for that, then you kind of get this like quick, lazy manual chop that we can do. We also have thresholds, which you can kind of adjust where the threshold value is for like how low it is that it will detect where a chop is. And just doing this really quick. And you can see like we immediately get all of our chops and we have all the slice points. Now, I'm just going to use this, but if I hold shift down and go to convert, what this is basically allowing us to do is make a program from this sample. Now, if I do new drum track using slices, it's just going to leave this sample as is. So if I come in and go do like normalize or other processes on the sample, it will still maintain all of the chops and references and be fine. And if I just go do it, what you'll see when I go into main here, we've got our little view here showing us the sample. And as I kind of go through, you can see it's kind of moving around. So it is just using the one sample. We haven't done anything destructive. So we haven't actually extracted any of the chops out of it. We just have one sample and it's got start and end points. So you can kind of see where the green and red values are. That's just telling you where your start and end points are. And to even like this extent, you can actually just grab stuff. So if you want to change the start and end points, they are independent of each other. So like I can make like if I wanted to, I can make like the 16th pad be the entire break or whatever that I would like to do. Now, if you want to get into destructive mode for chopping as well, we can also go to sample edit. And if I hold shift and go convert, instead of going new drum track using slices, I can say create new samples. And what this is going to do is it's going to take the start and end points that we have in this chop for the break, and it's going to basically crop all of the samples, create new tracks. You don't have to crop. Like, you can have it, if you turn crop off, it will just make copies of everything and have the start and end points, but I would usually say crop if you want to get rid of all of that extra noise. The reason why you might want to turn crop off, though, is if like the transients, you need like a little bit of extra room, it can be nice to turn crop off. You'll get all those copies of the sample, so you have multiple samples, but it will end up allowing you to kind of put where you want and adjust, and then go do your cropping for like the discard later. You can do create new track here, allows you to, it basically says it's going to create a new program. So we have the old program that has the chops that are non-destructive. This will create a new program. And then if you do create events, you can actually turn that on, and it will put the events into the timeline on the track, so you can actually have everything chopped up that way. So for like what we've just done, whoops, I'm going to undo that. I didn't mean to start making that. I wanted to show you here. So if we go to 3, it's going to look like the same as the other one. And you might say, what's going on here? Well, let's go back into sample edit. And you can see we actually have, it's basically, as I said, it makes a copy. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I go, as I'm actually playing these, if I had a shorter name for the track, you'd be able to see, but each one of these pads is now its own copy, and I can go edit the sample independently for each copy here. Hopefully that helps you out, Marcos. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good, and peace.